Hello and welcome back to Game Hydro. Today we're talking about CarX Drift Racing 3, which is the second sequel to what Jalopnik called the best car-related game on the mobile market some years back. This one, I would say, is just as good as the previous ones, a little more advanced version. So in this game, you get drift races, you get time attack races, and you get a combination of both, plus you get the world's longest tutorial. But the tutorial is definitely needed because it is extremely difficult to figure out how to drift properly in this game, and a little less difficult to figure out how to do time attack properly. But we'll help you figure it out a little bit. Let's take a look at the options menu first. So you can choose the force of the brakes here, which you don't want the brakes to be too strong because you don't want them to accidentally disqualify you from a race. Plenty of camera angles. The controls, you can either play this game with an external controller, or you can choose left and right buttons. You can choose the steering wheel, or you can choose gyroscopic turning, which means turning it with your phone. The easiest for beginners is the side to side, probably, but I like using the steering wheel because there's a little more control here. Plus, you can even choose automatic or sequential or manual transmissions. Obviously, automatic is easier, but for true experts or manual elitist jerks out there, you can go manual with clutch and try to play it that way. Over in the graphics settings, you can change them in order to cope with the power of your phone or your tablet or your battery life. You can also choose the maximum frame rate. Be sure to not set them higher than the power of your device, or the phone or tablet that you're using will get very hot, which will cause the game to slow down to 15 frames per second and become significantly unresponsive. And obviously turn them down if you're concerned about battery life. Over here in sound and music, you can do the overall volume. The controls, I would say, are the most important as far as learning how to play the game. So over here in racing modes, in single campaigns, we have lots of different options. You'll start off with 1990s time attack and drift, a good beginner fundamental course to the game. And you actually have 80s time attack up here, which is generally completely hidden. But if you are trying to get more fans, which helps you unlock things, go up to the 80s time attack. It's much easier to time attack than it is to drift, typically. We'll go over how to do both. You have the 2000s early drift days, 2010s advanced drifting, 2020s modern drifting. So you'll be facing off against different cars in all of these modes. Let's go to time attack mode. We'll demonstrate how to do this properly. So time attack, basically what you want to do is hit the gas as hard as you can in straightaways. Brake as late as possible, but still early enough that you don't go running off the track. So we're going to play one of the time attack races here and show you a little bit of that. You'll also have quests that you have to complete, or objectives that you have to complete for each race. You have main objectives, which you have to complete in order to finish, and you have side objectives, which earn you more credits and more fans. So we're gonna start here. Nice long straightaway. Pay attention to the map. Nice little turn coming up. Don't have to brake too much for that. And a nice pro tip for the time attack: sometimes you can use drift fundamentals like the handbrake in order to go through turns faster. But make sure you are braking, put your brakes to very good use. Very tight corner, slow it down. Sometimes you can tighten the corner with the handbrake a little bit. Snake thing coming up. And we got disqualified because we slightly ran off the road. You got to keep your wheels on the track in order to complete one of the main objectives. So we're going to restart. Notice the damage to the car. We will get to that a little bit later. Again, pay attention to the map. And definitely study the course a little bit before you start the race so you can kind of know what turns are coming up and how sharp they are. Yes, sometimes you'll have to slow to a crawl, but it's better to do that than to go crashing off the course. Somehow that one didn't disqualify us. Just barely didn't finish in time. Now, a thing to note is that sometimes your performance can be degraded by the damage in the car. We'll show you how to fix the damage. The damage can not only slow you down, but it can screw up your traction, it can screw up your handling, and it can generally just make the game tougher. So back out of here, go to the home menu, go to the office, no, not the office, go to the tuning area, hit the repair button, and you'll have a choice to repair the underpinnings, the specs, and to repair the body. Body damage is only cosmetic, but the underpinnings will harm your performance significantly. You can either choose to wait the required amount of time, or you can go to your phone's settings and set the time ahead by 21 minutes in this case, then go back to the game. It should fix itself automatically without you having to spend any credits. Or if you don't want to mess with the time on your phone, you can spend credits in order to repair the car instantly. Going back to this little time attack stage here, we're going to try it again with no damage on the car, see how we do. Not only will this help the car go faster, it'll help the tires keep traction, which will help the car cope with the power of the engine. It'll increase the power of your brakes, and it will help you take corners better. Now, if you need to, slam on the brakes in order to keep from going off the track. I think we are probably going to miss the time requirement again. Just missed the time requirement by less than 1 second, but we did a faster run than last time. So that is how you time attack. Accelerate, brake, turn. Accelerate, brake, turn. Not too difficult. Well, not too difficult until you start getting in the later stages, which that was a later stage because we have been playing time attack mode a lot in order to increase the fans. Now, the more fans you get, the more stuff you can unlock. We'll go to time attack and drift. This is a good beginner's drift area. Plus, it shows you how to go from sprint to drift to sprint to drift. In this one, we are the chaser. We cannot pass Anna in her car. Did not see that coming. The way that happened is too much skidding at the beginning. So make sure you don't start the race in red line. We're going to do this one again. We're going to fix that little problem right there and try to finish this race. As always, though, unless you're expert at this game, drifting tends to be kind of hit and miss. It requires a smart interplay of the gas pedal, which when you're in a drift acts as your steering wheel of sorts. Handbrake helps you get the rear out. You can use the handbrake again if you lose oversteer. Hit the brakes first on those tight ones, and we didn't hit the brakes soon enough. We got a track exit. We're going to try this one more time. If we fail again, we're not going to waste your time making you watch this, but just know to brake early enough to actually catch the drift. breaks us loose, and then the gas pedal acts as your steering wheel once you are in oversteer. Now, we missed the drift there, but the important thing is that we stayed on track. And we finished this one, no time penalty, which is nice. And we cleared the main objective, which was to finish within 57 seconds. We finished it in just under 51 seconds, between 50 and 51. The extras there were to finish 30 meters behind the leader, which we did not do, and to keep the distance from the leader less than 30 meters, which sounds exactly the same as the other one, but I think that refers to the whole race, not just the finish. So that covers most of the racing. We're going to show you how to get some new cars, how to get free whatever that gold thing is, how to get more credits. Now, credits are mainly a function of grinding. As you pass levels, you will unlock new suspension parts and things like that. You can even engine swap if you want to, but click on one of these categories. If you see the number 1 or more next to an item, then you have that item. You want, obviously, the most starred item possible in order to have better performance. That's the general rule here. It doesn't really get too much deeper than that. No 4-star items yet. These also, you can swap them out when you take some damage if you want to. You can wait to do that, and you won't have to spend money to repair things. Backing it up, you can engine swap pretty much anything you want. Everybody loves 2JZs, obviously. You got actual real engine codes in here, for the most part. Occasionally, not real engine codes. Pay attention to the weight of the engine as well, and pay attention to the power limit of the engine. For example, the RV38 starts at 444 horsepower, but maxes out at 1,322 horsepower. The 2JZ maxes out at 930. That's going to piss off a lot of 2JZ fans, but oh well. You can also tune the transmission. You can get slower or faster shift times, rather, which definitely helps for acceleration. Differential, same thing. You can change out the differential. You can change out the final drive ratio, which helps your acceleration significantly. We're not trying to drag race here, so we want the final drive ratio to be a little shorter. Body and rims, this is mostly cosmetic. We've actually unlocked a lot of these, but we haven't put any of them on yet, so that's why it looks like we're driving half of a car right now. But you can customize your car pretty much however you want to. And painting and livery, same thing. Repairs, important. Once you unlock the car market, you will be able to purchase new cars. You can use a search in order to narrow down the price, narrow down other things like the car model that you want. You got a lot of different choices here. Not just Japanese cars either. Obviously, most of them are going to be JDM cars, but you got modern cars like the Kyoto GT80 or G86 and R86, which are basically the Toyota 86 and the Toyota GR86, or Subaru BRZ as we know them. Here's a JDM Nissan Stagea down here. That's pretty cool. Moving over, you even get non-Japanese cars. You get a variety of BMWs. You get the Holden Ute for you Aussies out there that are playing this game and want to drive something from home, and for everybody that just loves Australian cars. Various BMW models, a Corvette, a Mustang, and the newest model, the R35 GTR you can get. So these cost credits, and you're going to have to either grind for credits or, yeah, pretty much grind for credits. Over here in Test Drive, you can basically play with the car however you want. Use this to practice certain elements of drifting. You want to do donuts, you can do that. And just generally use it to feel out how the car performs. You can test out hill climbs. You can test out going downhill, which downhill can be a little tricky because it's a little easier to slide downhill. You can practice transitioning from left to right and jump the car like you're playing Grand Theft Auto, which is fun. We're going to back out of here. And the fun part is you don't have to worry about taking damage. The damage will not carry over, and the car can be repaired for free. Going back, we're going to go to races. Free ride, you get to drive the car on either Ibisu, Kami, or Southport. Ibisu is the one where all of the tutorials take place. So this lets you practice and get the layout of the circuit. Plus, most of the tandem races that you do are going to be on Ibisu. And just like with the test drive mode, I believe the damage does not count. Obviously, the race won't end as soon as you go off-road, so use this as a practice spot if you are having a difficult time beating single-player races and beating other people in time attack and tandem mode. We're going to go ahead. Yep, repairs don't count against either time or credits here, and the more you free drive, the more credits you can earn. So go ahead and try whatever tricks you want here. Try to earn credits without putting your car at risk. We're going to show you the tandem races next. The tandem races can be either drift, time attack, or both. Back out, tandem races. This pits you against another player. It won't be a live battle, but it will be a run that another player recorded. Let's try a Bisu Driftland. We'll see who we match up against. There will be, at minimum, 2 different heats. You will be the chaser one time and the leader one time. Now, occasionally you'll be able to get restarts here. But as a chaser, you cannot pass the leader, so control your speed. Now that one was a screw up for us because we went off the track. This area of the track requires more brakes than we used, so again, be sure to use the brakes. Even if you're in the middle of the drift, using the brakes can slow you down. That's nice, we just lost an exhaust pipe. Don't know how that happened. And we just lost the drift there, so make sure to practice a lot before you go up against other players, because a lot of the people who are playing this game are very experienced playing the previous CarX games, so you're going to have your hands full as far as competition goes. Anyways, next we'll talk about contracts. We'll go to the office area. Office, you can see how many fans you have. Once you earn new fans, you'll unlock new sponsors. These sponsors will offer you things like contracts, the ability to expand your garage and get more cars, things of this nature. Go over to contracts. You can have a certain amount at a time, which is dependent upon how many fans you have. You'll unlock the 3rd contract once you get to 1,800 fans. over on our offer list, we have various things you have to do in order to earn the contract before you can accept it. Once you do accept it, you'll get boosts such as better tires, more credits, and even new cars like this Nishimo SI4 or S14 and this Kyoto E86 for this contract. And you have different tasks that you can do for these contracts that you have to do. Finish any championship in the top 30, no lower than 3 for this one, and finish on the Nürburgring track for this one. And this one is a pretty easy contract because all you have to do is free ride and complete tasks in the free ride. So when you accept contracts, be sure that they are contracts that are at least realistic for where you're at in the game, that you don't have to unlock a ton of different stuff in order to do. Now, later in the game, you'll be able to unlock the top 32 championships, finish high, get lots of credits, and accomplish contracts, as well as get lots of fans. And when you're at 800 fans, you'll even be able to edit the configuration of various racetracks, including Ibisu. You ever want to modify the Ibisu and make it harder? Be my guest, or make it easier. Anyways, this is Game Hydro. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you support what we